guys, it's Rose. I know it's been a long time since I've been here. To be honest, I've been kind of struggling a bit with the whole creative thing. I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. Today, I just said I'd throw the video and show you what I'm up to, and maybe you want to craft along with me. I'm doing some altered paper clips. These are some that I have already done. Now, I know there are plenty of other people out there doing this. There's nothing earth-shattering about it, but this is just how I do them. This is what I was doing, so I just thought you'd like to see. And I will show you how I did one, and I have others here ready to go. So I'm just going to show you how to do one. And yeah, so let's get into it. How have you all been? I hope everybody's doing okay, and that this pandemic situation, I know everybody's sick of talking about it, but I hope you're not doing too badly in the pandemic situation. I hope you're keeping your head above water. I'm doing pretty okay, and my partner's doing pretty okay. You know, we're homebodies anyway at the best of times, so you know, we're well suited to the situation, I guess, you know. But it is hard for a lot of people, so I hope you're all doing okay. Okay, so on with this. The first thing we need to do is get a base on. Now, I have a sheet of, this is actually heavy paper. This is not regular copy paper, but I do use regular copy paper a lot of the time. This is slightly heavier, and this is some light cardstock. Don't ask me the weights of them because I really don't know. I'm so sorry. But just, it's light enough. Now, you can skip the light cardstock if you want to go straight into using a patterned cardstock on the base, as long as it's relatively heavy. I do like to use the light cardstock and then cover it because it gives a little bit more stability to the piece, you know. They are quite sturdy and quite, you know, they're not going to flop about and tear and things like that. So that's why I like to use a double layer. But you could try it the other way if you wanted to make it a step easier for yourself. So, first thing to do is measure your paper by eye. I'm not talking ruler measurements or anything. What you need to do is have it doubled over so that you get a little bit of gluing space underneath the actual paper clip itself. So it's going to be around there. So I'm just going to fold that there. So that's the length I need for it to cover the actual paper clip. Now obviously on paper clips there's a short side and a long side. I am going to cut it a little bit shorter at this side for the shorter piece of the paper clip, simply because it makes it a lot easier when it makes it a lot easier to clip it onto the page, to see what you're doing when you're clipping it onto the page. You don't have to kind of open the edges of it. And actually I said I was going to clip it shorter. I'm not. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to fold it under. So I'm going to keep it the same length. So we clip our paper clip on here, okay? So you can see I have a little bit of leeway here and a lot of leeway here. But that's okay, because when we put on the next piece I'm going to fold up this bit a little, just maybe like that, and that's the way our paper clip will appear. Now I don't want it this wide, so I'm actually going to trim this down as well. And yeah, about there maybe. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good size. And that is, of course, crooked because I cannot, for the life of me, cut a straight line. Bear with me. That's probably as straight as I'm going to get it. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. Sláinte. That's good. I drink a lot of decaf coffee. I drink a lot of coffee and I started having stomach problems, as you can imagine, from all the caffeine. So I started drinking decaf coffee, and oh man, there's some terrible, terrible decafs out there. They're like drinking dirty water. But I eventually found this one that's the Nescafe Gold Blend, which happens to be the brand of coffee that we drink anyway. And it's the Nescafe Gold Blend decaf, and it is the best decaf I've found to date. So there's a little tip for you if you're looking for a good decaf coffee. It's only just very slightly short of the taste of the regular coffee. Just very, very slightly. There isn't as much bite in this one. So yeah, anyway, I digress. So with our light cardstock then, there's some nice markings on this one actually. Anyway, so with our light cardstock, I do want it trimmed to there, and yeah, I'm going to trim back first. But yeah, need a ruler, have a ruler, I need a pencil, and I'm going to measure it this time because I really am not good at cutting a straight line. I'm just so bad at it. I'm going to put this back in my box. This box, I'll show you. I have sorted all my scraps into this box, and it's quite revolutionary. Might seem like the simplest thing in the world to some people who are more organised than me, but yeah, I'm loving it. I have it divided into sections. You can't even really see the divisions, but I have pieces of card with just things written on top, just to divide the sections. So I have coloured plain scraps. I have pattern scraps, including napkin scraps. I have, and there are some masterboards that I did. I have plain card scraps. That's all these ones. I have paper and card in buff and metallics. Just those. And I have plain paper scraps. So that can be white paper, tea-dyed paper, any kind of plain paper. I consider this wallpaper to be plain paper because I use that side of it. So yeah, I am loving this bin right now. Okay, so here we go. Now, with the cardstock, I want to leave it a little bit above the top of the paper clip, and I'll show you there's the difference between the two types. This one will go flush with the paper, see? It doesn't stick out past the actual page. This one, however, will. And it's at this point, see the difference? So it's at this point that you make the decision whether you want that to happen or not. It can act like a little tab even on the page if you leave it sticking out. I quite like it. So I do want to leave it sticking out a bit. And I'm just going to decide, I kind of want that much sticking out. I'm going to need more foliage than that, so I'm going to bring it down another bit. It's sticking out about that much, so I'm going to just make a mark there and then fold it down. My lovely grubby bone folder. It's destroyed in glue. I really need to clean it. And okay, so we're leaving it about that much down, and yeah, I'm gonna trim it there. Ooh, there's stuff falling around me. I'm gonna trim it to here. So I know that that's the good length that I want it. My paperclip won't stay straight for me for some reason. And I'm going to trim it on the other side. Now I'm going to trim it at the same length here for the time being, and then I'll show you. I am going to actually bring that up a little on the short side of the clip, just so that we have that little lip, like, where's the best one to show you, like this, so that it becomes easier to know how to put it on the page. When you're putting it on the page, you don't have to go fumbling underneath looking for the split. So I'm going to trim that a little bit on the short side. That's that. Some nice new scraps to go into my box. Now, okay, so I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to do the long side first. Now, when you're doing the gluing on the first side that you glue, it doesn't make a difference whether it's the long side or the short side. I just like to do the long side first. I don't know why. So what you need to do is not put the glue here on the bit that's sticking out. Okay, so that's my little top bit that I want to leave free. I'm only putting the glue on the paper at this stage because it'll make it very difficult on the other side if I glue the whole thing shut at this point. So yeah, just going to put glue all over this paper and close it down. So yeah, I've been having a lot of kind of struggles and frustrations with doing journals and things like that. I have been very frustrated at how long it takes me to do a journal. And I'm trying something different. I've rejigged my craft room. I haven't rejigged the craft room. I've rejigged my organisation and my storage just to see if I can do things differently. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to mass make ephemera and things like that. I think it's a very good idea, and there's a lot of people doing it at the moment. I'd love to be able to do it. Like, I watched Kelly Snow there at one point, and she had drawers full of ephemera made up and ready to go. Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah does mass making. I think she's kind of known for the mass making at this point. So I wanted to try and do it that way, but what I'm finding with that method, and this is actually part of doing these paper clips, was part of that, and I have actually struggled with decorating these paper clips in the last couple of days, and I'll explain why now. But what I've been finding is that if I don't have a theme to work to, I find it very hard to get started, to know where to start with the decorating and where I want to go with it. And the same with journals. When I'm making a journal, if I don't have a theme to work to, I find it very hard to put together a cohesive journal. You know, like Rachel over at Roxy Creations, she does the most beautiful journals, and she just decides on what she might have a paperback that she wants to work with or whatever, and she just puts it together. I just can't seem to do that, and I find it very frustrating. Because when you work to a theme all the time, you're looking for specific kinds of ephemera. You're looking for specific themed ephemera, papers, things like that. And it can become a very drawn out process just looking for the bits that you want to go into the journal in the first place. Now, I don't mind that, but I want to be making more journals. I want to be more prolific in my journal making, I guess. So I'm trying to do it a different way. I'm going to try and do some of those just pretty journals for the sake of being a pretty journal rather than having a theme. Don't know how that's going to work out for me and my method of working, but we'll see. I do like doing themes journals, don't get me wrong, and I probably still will do them. But I don't know, like maybe I've been thinking about doing a sea themed journal recently, and I could actually turn that into doing several journals. I mean, I could do a pirate journal, I could do a mariner's journal, I could do a journal based around the Atlantic, the Pacific, or the Caribbean. That would be 3 journals in and of themselves, 3 very different oceans. and just basing that on the ocean itself. I could do mermaid journals, I could do seaside beach themed journal, and all of these things would kind of, they'd overlap, and I could end up getting 4, 5, 6 journals out of the one broader theme, I guess. So maybe that's one way of doing it. I mean, just saying floral, like to do a floral themed journal, I find that difficult. I have to be more specific. I have to be a summer floral, or garden floral, or blue floral, or, you know, botanical style florals. I can't just say a floral journal, because if I do that and I start the journal, I end up going just all over the place, and it becomes something that doesn't flow, that doesn't have any cohesion to it. Am I making any sense here? I don't even know. Anyway, this is a good place for me to blow off some steam, okay? Because there's nobody around me that I can talk to about this stuff. So you guys are my ears, my listening ears. And thank you for that. So, yeah, I have the first side glued. I am going to turn it over and glue the rest of it. You can glue the whole lot of it now at this point. Because you can see, if I had glued this part, I'd only be able to open it that much on the second side. It would be very awkward. So I'm just going to glue the whole lot. Now, the reason I don't have to use like E6000 or whatever, because I'm using the paper clip, is because I'm encasing the paper clip in paper. I'm not gluing the actual paper clip itself. And that's another reason you want your piece to be fairly sturdy. You don't want the paper clip popping out, which I have had happen before I perfected my process. I should really watch other people doing it. I'm sure there are better ways to do this. So I'm folding that over, and the lighter paper that's left here that I didn't trim, I'm going to fold this up, and that just gives that little edge a little bit extra, because that's the bit that's going to be kind of going on and off the page the whole time. Well, obviously the other side is too, but anyway. I'm just going to make sure that's down fairly well. So your paper clip is now encased in paper and card. There you go. And it slips on and off the page quite nicely, might I say. And you can see at this point the options are endless. I mean, you can cover it with fabrics. I have little bits of lace and things here. I could go ahead and do it that way. Do a fabric collage. That's actually quite pretty there. But one thing I will say to remember is that as you are doing one side of your clip, be aware that you can use the elements on this side to enhance this side as well. So you can see where the edge of the fabric is coming up over here, and it's seen from the other side as well. Now I could have put that right down and it wouldn't be seen, but I decided that I'd like to be able to see it from the other side. So just keep that in mind when you're decorating as well. It's just like on this one you can see the little ribbon coming out the side, and I quite like that. Now when that's on the page it won't be seen, but the little ruffly bit here at the top, this is a paper lace strip glued onto this side, but you get to see the decorative edge on this side. I don't know if you can see that. See that? Yeah. So that's just something else to be aware of when you're doing this. It can be a bonus, or it can be a negative. It's entirely up to how you use it and how you see it. Okay, so yes, next step is patterned paper. Decorative paper. Now you don't have to put decorative paper on this. You could stamp it, you could collage it with fabrics like I just said. You don't have to, but the way I'm doing them at the moment, I'm just putting some decorative paper on there as well. And I'm just going to have a look and see what I have. Put out some scraps. Quite like that. I like all of these. I just want to find something that's appealing to me at the minute. that. That's probably one of my favourite Tim Holtz papers. Yeah, I think I will probably go with one of those, although I do like this as well. And this is a great way to use up strips like this. I found myself when I was rejigging the craft room, I found myself coming across little pieces and saying, what was I thinking keeping those things? They're too small to do anything with. Now that I'm doing paper clips, I'm looking for those small things that I threw out. So bear that in mind. These are like clusters and things. They're another way to use up small bits. I don't know what I want here. I want two different kinds, two different papers. Quite liking those two together. Maybe those two. Those two. I like that. Those two together. Okay. Okay. This scraps box. Oh my lord. I'm loving it. Just a sip of coffee. This is take 2 of this video, and I don't know if half of what I've said I've mentioned in this take or in the last take. But anyway, okay, so we have our 2 pieces of paper. Now what did I do with my clip? Where did I put the paper clip that I'm working on, guys? Can you see it? It was right there. Lord. Did I put it in here? I put it back in with all the scraps. Yep. That's just my life. Okay, anyway. So we have our 2 pieces. Now you could do this with all of the 1 piece as well. I just want to do 2 together for now. And I'm going to fold it over, but I'm not going to bring it all the way down. Oh look. Oh no, that's okay. I thought it was too crooked and that it wasn't going to cover the sides. But it's not, it's fine. It's just my folding is crooked as usual. Okay, so I'm going to cut that around there. And it doesn't really matter if it's cut straight or not. I'll be covering this edge anyway, thankfully. Because me and straight lines really don't mix. Now I'm just wondering, yeah, I should have, yeah. I need to leave a little bit towards here because I want to fold it under this edge. So I'm going to just fold it there. Just check if it's actually long enough. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm going to fold it over there, and then this bit I'm going to just put it on here, and it's going to fold here. So I need to cut it a little longer than that. And fold. Okay. Yeah, I have a bone folder, I know, but my scissors is fairly handy there just to burnish those. I do that all the time. I have these tools and then I end up using them, not using them in the ways they should be used. But anyway. Okay, so I have my length correct. Now I just need to cut it to the right width. And you could actually leave these sticking out if you wanted to. You know, I have considered it, but that's not what I want right now. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this edge very quickly. Just take the real white off of it, and I can't do it afterwards, so I just need to now. And we're going to glue this piece on first. glue all over this piece. Now, the reason I'm doing, well, it's not the whole reason, but one of the reasons I'm doing 2 different papers here and 2 different pieces is that it can be quite difficult to get one full piece to turn under without tearing the paper around the paper clip. So in an effort to avoid that, I use 2 different pieces. And it adds to the piece anyway, so. Okay. Did I do that the wrong way around? Is that the short piece? I'm a ding dong, as Rachel would say. Okay. That is that bit. I have glue all over my hands now, which really I suppose is nothing new, but I have glue down there which I really don't want. Don't want to be sticking the 2 sides together at the back at this point, or at any point, to be honest. But yeah, we'll be able to fix that, no problem. So we need to glue on this one. I do like this glue. I don't know, did I mention this already? I don't know, I think I mentioned it in the first take. This is a fabric glue. It's called High Tack Fabric Glue, High Performance. It's just, that's the bottle. It's quite affordable, it's quite good, it's very tacky. It is water based, but I don't find that it buckles my paper a whole lot because it's so thick. But at the same time, it's not thick enough to not be able to squeeze the bottle, or yeah, I just find it a good glue. Oh. And if you needed thinner glue, you can always just thin it down or just use regular PVA, but yeah, I find this quite good. Okay. I have a little bit of a gap here where I didn't get that folded right, but I'm just going to roll with it, it'll be fine. Trim that bit. So we have full coverage. There we go. Now don't be trying to open the paper clip while it's still wet, because it will just rip into the paper and the paper clip itself will just pop out at the back and you won't be able to slip it on off the page. There we go. Okay. Oh, one of the little Maui cats is going out for her walk. Okay, so that's the base. The very basic base, and I have 3 more here that we are going to work on. Now it's again at this point where you will choose whether you want these to go on the top of the page or the side of the page, and which orientation you want your decorations to go in. I have a top one, a side one, and a top one, so I have 2 top ones there, but I personally prefer usually to have things on the side of the page. So how many more have I? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 2 top. If I do the bottom, I have 3 left. So I'll do 1 more for the top and the rest for the sides. So which ones are we going to do? I think I'll have that one for the side anyway. I like the dimensions of this. And this one, yeah, I'm going to have that at the side as well, and I'll have maybe this one at the top. Okay, so we'll do that at the top one and we'll do the rest as side ones. Okay, is that okay with you guys? Okay. Now, this is the bit I struggle with. This is the bit that, because I have no theme to work to, I'm not working in a particular journal at the moment. Where do we go from here? Now, I did find as well that when I had to go looking for all the small bits and bobs in my boxes, like I have those black boxes that I just showed you. I have several of those, and I have them filled with images and ephemera and things like that that are themed. So this one is nature, botany, gardening, animals, birds and insects. Now I could probably separate this one out, but at the time when I was sorting, this was what suited. So you have animals, birds, flowers, all that sort of stuff in here, anything nature related. So, and you can see it's all just put in there in a big pile, and I had to go searching for the smaller pieces that would fit on these paper clips. So I'm finding that quite frustrating, and this is all part of the learning process, I guess, when you're doing something in a way that you kind of don't normally do it. So I'm going to separate them out into maybe small, medium and large, or maybe just small enough for clusters and paper clips and everything else, or something like that. I am going to separate them by size at some point, or organize them by size in some way, shape or form, because I can't deal with this looking for stuff and not being able to find them, and everything being kind of just mixed in together and having to look through every single piece every time. It just does not work for me. Do I find it off-putting? Not off-putting, but just frustrating. Yeah. I just want to be able to pick up a box or a book and know that this is where I'm going to find the stuff that will fit this project that I'm working on. Size-wise, at least, you know. And theme-wise, I have that sorted to my satisfaction. So there's nothing else really in this box that I can see. I'm sure there's loads in this box actually that would work for this, but I'm not going to go through it all. So that's just one of the boxes. I mean, I have other ones. There's another one just for layering pieces, like I use advertisements and things like that for layering under images. There's another one for science, invention, medicine and steampunk. There's another one for people. So I have a few different boxes, but yeah, they're going to have to be kind of sorted by size as well, I think. So it's a learning process. I'm getting there. Anyway, let's work on this one. And I have all of these over here. I also have some bitty bits of fabric here off to the side. I actually have a whole box of fabric scraps that I could stand to use up. It's stuffed. I did end up actually as well having to cut out some smaller pieces of ephemera for myself because I had very little cut. Strangely enough, I was looking for fussy cut flowers the other day and I didn't have one. Not one. I actually had to go and print some flowers and fussy cut them. I went through my my books and things. I have some wildflower books and stuff like that, but wildflower images can be very underwhelming, let's say, and I was looking for more showy flowers like the roses and the peonies and those kind of things, dahlias and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. Excuse me. And I couldn't find any. I didn't have one, so I had to go and print and fussy cut a whole lot of those. Butterflies was another thing I ended up having to print. So I have an array of bits and bobs here. And there was, oh yeah, I was thinking, was it this one? No, it wasn't, it was that one. I was thinking, I've come across this piece and I was thinking it would look awesome on a corner of one of these. And I decided on that one. So I'm going to leave that aside for now and we'll work on that in a minute. That is not going to be used here. Those. Anyway, this. So I need to find what I want to do with this. I'm not sure. Maybe some mushrooms, but I'm not sure. And certainly maybe not that size. We'll try the other side for the size maybe. Size would work on that side, excuse me, but I'm not sure that's what I want now, as this is a dark piece, it really is. I I want to lighten it up a bit. There is some gold in there as well. Not actual metallic gold, but the image is supposed to be showing gold, so. But this mushroom is cute. It does bring to mind kind of golden autumn leaves. This piece of napkin. Yeah. See what I mean? I don't know where I'm at with this stuff. I don't know what I want. I don't know where to start. And here I am doing a video about it. You're going to learn a lot from me, guys. Oh look, there's a man. Would he work there? No, not really. No, wrong tone in the background. I do like that stamp. Maybe something like that. I could use that as an actual dangle to come off of it. Ooh, there is an idea. Should I dangle it? This is a top piece, so maybe not. That might not be the best idea. Well, I don't see why not. If I put an eyelet there and put a jump ring on it, will that work? Maybe we're looking into it. 1 second. I'm going to try some Hessian behind that. No, that's not what I'm looking for anyway. Let's try good old cheesecloth. I don't know. I don't know. Could have that coming off the edge. Okay, let's work with that. And mushrooms. I know I had some mushrooms recently for one of my journals. A red mushroom now would be lovely there because the background is so dark, the red would really sing against it, wouldn't it? Let me see in my nature box again. I do have a book full of mushrooms. You know, that's what I'll do. I'll just get the book all together. I know it's a bit of a pain when people get up and leave the desk as they're working, but here we go. Et voila. Okay, I think I like that. Which is just as well after the amount of time I spent working on that. Now, I think I want something across the top. Not sure what I want across the top, but do I want it on this side or do I want it on the other side peeking over? And I know what's next. I think a label will work beautifully. Actually, I don't know why I didn't think of that already. I'm going to stick this down first and just make sure that I have the composition the way I want it before I stick everything else down. Oops. That's all I want to do there. And that shows through on the other side, which I quite like. Just put another little bit of glue up here at the top, just to make sure that stays stuck down. That. And yeah, I like that. And maybe a label, thank you, that goes across this way. I have this little box full of teeny tiny things. I have another one or two of these. I think I might use I might use those for my little teeny tiny bits. Now, do I want the tag to go that way? Or do I want it to go that way? Okay, so I'm definitely doing that. Just gonna take it off the edge of the piece. Okay, I'm not 100% happy with that, but I'm as happy as I'm going to get for now. So let's put that down. And if any of you have a solution for me for my woes, my troubles, by all means leave a comment for me. Now, to be fair, if that's all I have to be worried and frustrated about, things are pretty good, aren't they? You know. Okay, so that's that. I actually quite like that. I don't know why I didn't just do that in the first place. I should have... No, never mind. I think a lot of this as well is that because I'm not quite as prolific as I'd like to be, I'm still not 100% sure of my style or what I like, you know. I have that up the other way, but I quite like it there. I'm going to pull it off the side a little. Crooked it up? No, leave it straight because the other one is crooked. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I actually quite like that now. Yeah, simple, but I quite like it. All that to just put 4 little pieces on. Oh my lord, what am I like? Anyway, it is what it is. There's no point in me making things unless I like them, because I will just stop making things. Okay, I am going to call that side done for now anyway. Put my glue away because I won't be able to... Can you hear that kitty outside? I don't know if you can hear that, but he wails like that all day, every day, just looking for attention. Whether it's to come and eat food with him, or he wants to play, or he wants to come outside into the catio. He's such a dependent little thing. Excuse me. He's very much my baby. He's a mama's boy. But yeah, quite demanding. Okay, so we have mushrooms going on, or at least autumn. Doesn't have to be all mushrooms. Okay, I'm liking those there. Okay, I'm just going to go for that. Might do just one more on camera and make it an easier floral one. Can you bear it? Could you do it with me? So I'm gonna slap them down randomly as if somebody just came along and stuck a sticker on it. Okay, and we'll see how that turns out. Essentially, that's the look we try to achieve when we do these things, isn't it? Not like somebody carefully placed them just so to look amazing. They're supposed to look like somebody just, in the course of their job or their day, just had to put a label on there. So that's that one. Oops. Back. Or at least that's how I think about it when I'm doing it. That's why I don't like to put things on straight, really. Sometimes a straight can look really good, but most of the time a little cattywampus, as Nick would say. And I'm just going to stick that one there. Okay. And this is going in that corner. Do I want something under it? No, I think I'm actually just going to leave it as that. Just had an idea to maybe put that on there as well. No, I'm just going to leave it as that for now. I can add something at a later date if I feel I want to. So I'm finished with this one for now. Yes, that side is very simple, but I like it. And then that side, they're both simple, but that side is simpler, I guess. I like the label coming off the edge there. Now I would go around and ink all the edges as well. I think I've already inked these ones, but the bits that I just put on need inking on the edges. So that's that. Yay, we got one finished. Hooray! And I'm going to do this one on camera just because I think it's going to turn out amazing. Okay, I have my little gold bit that I want to get on there. And I know that's going on here, and there's actually a little cut off piece that I thought I would put on the other side of it, but I don't know where that went to. Anyway, so this paper is very pretty in and of itself. Now I know that I happen to have an image of a blue flower in here. Now it's quite large, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't be able to use it. Okay, let's see where we're at. So I could just put that piece there, and it's like nice little flower. Hello. People can't see what I'm doing with you up there, you know. No? You're a good boy. Hi. You need to go down to bed now, sweetie. Oh, we get good. Okay, so I'm going to change this up to the top corner. I'm going to cut a piece off of this and I am going to put that on there. And I quite like that. Okay. Mark it with my nail where I want to cut it. It's just the easiest way. And we can get on with actually doing it. And here he's back again. You just want your mama's attention right now, don't you? Hmm? Okay, I just had to take that little boy out and feed him. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go and put these on here. I'm going to very gently ink the edge of this one. So we have it cut. It's very fragile. But it's tea dyed paper anyway, so it's not too bad. It's not white underneath. Yeah. Oh look, there's some nice blue lace that works well with that. We'll see. Ooh. Maybe on the other side of it, maybe not on this side. We'll see. Just want to make sure I glue on all the edges so it doesn't lift. Now these ones, this one in particular, would actually be pretty enough to just leave it as is and use it like that in a journal, I guess. And my golden piece. Yeah, I like that gold piece on there. Oh look, there's the other little bit that I was thinking. Very good. I love it when a plan comes together. I have I have pirates on my brain today. I guess because I'm thinking about those sea themed journals. But I keep thinking things in pirate speak in my head. It's quite funny. Oh, it takes so little to entertain me. And I'm so entertained by my own head, which is a good thing, I suppose. Yeah, I'm going to use a baby wipe just to press that down because I don't want to get glue all over the surface of that. It dulls the metallic. And there's glue all over the surface of it anyway. Oh my lord. Here we go, that's better, I think. Yeah, I like that. Shiny. Shiny, shiny. And I think I'm just going to leave that as is. I quite like that. Excuse me. Now I have this little tiny piece that I can use over here as well. Just as a kind of a nod to what's going on the other side. This, that work? Yeah. I have a nice little iris here, that's quite pretty. It works well with blue. What else? Wow, so my battery just died. I have no idea how far you saw or how far you didn't, but oh, this is what I have going on. I got the little label and I put this butterfly with the flower on and that little gold piece. I'm quite happy with that side. And on the other side I decided to put that 603 label, and I'm looking at maybe putting a wording label across here as well. That's what I'm looking for at the minute. So sorry about that. I hope you didn't miss too much. I may not end up actually putting anything across here. Now this one is very interesting. It was printed like this and it used to say secret, but it got torn, so I might actually fussy cut that along that torn edge. Of course I could just tear it, but no guarantee that I get it the way I wanted it. I'm just going to fussy cut it and we'll see how this looks. I'm actually in the farm to keep going now, but I have to go and prep dinner. It always happens just as I start really kind of getting into the flow of it and enjoying myself, I end up having to get up and go and do something else. Okay. A bit of ink. I wonder, will that work? What do you guys think? I like it. It's a bit shabby, it's a bit mysterious. Should I have put it under the 603? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'm going to place it just there, 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 there. Yeah, it's a little bit mysterious, that. I like it. Maybe I should have torn it actually now that I think about it, but no harm. Secret, yeah. Okay, so that's that one. Just going to ink a little bit here. Those edges come up very white on that card. Yeah. Like it. Okay, so with all the trials and tribulations that I've put you through, I am so sorry. I hoped the video would flow a little bit better. I had managed to make a couple of these, as you saw, so I thought, you know, the process would go a lot quicker for me today, but apparently not. It did go a little bit quicker, and that second one went a lot quicker, so that's something. Just putting these bits and bobs away so that I'd be able to show you guys what we've done, recap. And I'm going to finish the rest of those off camera, and the next time I do a video, hopefully I'll show them to you if I think of it. Right, that's those. Shove all this stuff out of the way and I'll sort that out later. So these are the two we did today. These are the ones I had already done. These are the two we did today. It's the front and the back. I quite like them. Some of them are very simple, like this one is very simple, there's negative space there even, but I like them. So let me know what you think, guys. Talk to you soon.